Hi, I'm the incorrect announcer, and I fully endorse the Trent Reznor audio podcast, where there's high scores to be beaten and biscuits to be eaten. Have at it, lads.
Not enough to exist long days. New invaders are destroying the enemy.
Hello and welcome to the 10 Pence Arcade Podcast V.20. Who do I have down south? How far is it? About 270 odd miles down south, mate. Who is it?
The old L boy. It's Alex.
Are you alright then?
Well, a bit hungover today, mate.
How are you?
Yeah, a bit too much to drink last night. So I'm just kind of like really chilled today.
Well,
but I'm good.
That could be good. What?
I think it would be good.
It's the rum you like, innit? Is it rum?
Oh, it's rum, yeah. I drink rum. I do tend... I'll start off with bitter, but then after a while I get a bit bloated.
Yeah.
And then I just go on to either rum or whiskey, normally.
Oof.
And then just play loads of music and then just bombard Facebook with a load of posts. Putting the world to right. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
How are you, mate?
I'm alright. First up, I've got to apologise, really, because I've been uploading loads of old... I might have said this previously on the last podcast. I've been uploading loads of old podcasts and they're coming up as current podcasts on your podcast feed, so you've got to search for our new podcast in the big feed of all the old ones. Even though I've done them season 1 and season 2, a lot of the podcast apps are not picking up that we're now on season 2, and there's only like the last one from Vic, which is 200, and then the Ghosts and Goblins one, and then this one. But I'm not gonna put a load more on because it's just confusing people. So I'll just put the current ones on, and then maybe over Christmas or something, just upload them all in a couple of days because there's still 80 old podcasts to put onto the new server. Yeah.
Oh, it's good that you're getting them up there.
Yeah.
People can go back, but it's confusing. If you're trying to find the latest one, you've got to go all the way back and find it somewhere.
It's about 10 podcasts down, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, but I did a test.
Once it's done, it's done.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, mate, how have you been doing? Have you asked me this? I don't know.
Have I what? Sorry.
How have you been doing? You're right, yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been good. Yeah, I've been out walking a lot. Trying to lose some weight, Shaun. Put a lot of weight on. So I'm watching my food, watching what I eat, and going for what I'm enjoying my walks. I mean, the weather's great at the moment, anyway, so that's really nice. So I've been kind of looking around. This surrounding area that I'm in is just a wash of Neolithic history. There's so much history around here. So we've got at the top of the hill here, I've got the Ridgeway, which is the oldest footpath in Europe, they reckon. And back when it was being used, I don't know, could go back 5,000, could go back 10,000 years. But it was like the M1 through the UK, through England, all the way down. I think it starts at Aylesbury, and originally it would have gone all the way down to the coast. But I find that now it stops around about the Stonehenge mark. And all along that path are Neolithic sites, burial mounds, stone circles, you name it. And it would have been a metropolis back in the day. It would have been incredible to see or imagine in your head what it would have looked like. It would have been absolutely amazing. So I'm finding that quite interesting, listening to sort of historical podcasts and all that kind of stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm finding quite interesting at the moment, especially when you're surrounded by it. You know, it's good to know, your local area and the history behind it. So, yeah, I've been enjoying that. I went to the Oxford Museum and I wanted to see the Alfred jewel, which was a jewel found in a farmer's field that dates back to 875.
Good God!
The era of King Alfred, the first king of England. And it's a beautiful object. When you go and see it in the museum, it's in this glass case, and it's absolutely gorgeous. it's missing the pointer, because they think it was a pointer to read through the Bible, because the common folk couldn't read back then, so they had a bishop or whoever used to read the Bible out to them, and this pointer would have been used to turn the pages or point at each and every word, and it's a beautiful object. So I've been doing, a lot of historical stuff, which I find quite fascinating.
You know that road that you're on about then, the 5,000-year
The
old
Ridgeway.
The Ridgeway.
Mm.
Do you not reckon it might need a bit of sprucing, a bit of tarmac or something on it to
Well, it has got a few potholes, yeah.
Yeah, might need filling in a bit.
And you do need decent walking shoes on it, because it is hard. You couldn't walk along it with Vans on, which I have tried. And you come back with very sore feet. You need good walking shoes. It's a really rough and rugged path, but it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Brilliant.
With some fantastic views,
We're in Blackburn. I know it's like a almost, I think it's not a city, but it's a big town in the East Lancashire.
Yeah.
But there's loads of, during lockdown, I found loads of little walks around the place. Like there's a parkway that goes along the river, and there's like a big, there's parks everywhere, which you don't, when you're working, you come home, you slob out on that. But I did a lot of walking during that lockdown. I found loads of places, and I revisit them. Me and wife revisit them quite often. And it's amazing what's in the area, and just like a 2-mile, 3-mile drive. There's a lot here, really.
Yeah, there is so much history. And for me recently, because I did my ancestry DNA as well.
Did you?
So I sent off a sample. I spat into this tube, sent the sample off, and it's incredible. I'm just absolutely blown away with how far my family goes back, because I thought there was a bit of Irish in me. Crowley's quite an Irish name. There's a lot of Crowleys in County Cork, and I know it's been anglicised, but the DNA trace goes right back further than that so I've got 20% Scandinavian in me and 80% English in me, and there's no Irish in there at all.
God.
And the family tree that someone else has been doing, my family tree's been people have been contributing to all around the world. There's a guy in Australia who's like my fourth cousin, and he's been doing it, and it goes back to like 1670 so far. And apparently my fifth grandfather was a colonel on a ship that went to India. Yeah, and there's an actual portrait of him. So they would have had a lot of money back then to have their portrait done. So it's absolutely fascinating. I would totally recommend it. Have you not done it yet?
I've done Ancestry.com, and I went back, and I think you can go so far back, and it goes to what they call the parish records, doesn't it? And you can get back to like 1600, and I went all the way back on both sides, my mum and my dad's side. Yeah, and that was fascinating. It's like amazing how the name Holly has changed. Like now it's Holley. It was like Hollly, Holy even. And so that was quite hard to track. But that Ancestry.com, it gives you clues, like, this could be your relative, this could be your relative. Yes, it was really interesting for a bit. And I got all the way back. And then at my mum's funeral, an old lady come up to me and she said, "Oh, you're on Ancestry.com. You've put a picture up of this old lady, and that's my grandmother." And I said, "Well, my grandmother had that picture. I always remember it because it's an old lady in a frame, not in a frame. She had pictures in the frame. She's not in a frame. She wouldn't fit in a frame, would she?" But it was that kind of thing. I said, "Yeah, that picture. I remember it as a little boy on the mantelpiece of me grandmother's hearth, whatever you call it." Yeah, so it's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah. So your family's in England so far. It hasn't gone anywhere else.
It's north. I think they go up to Scotland, the northeast. Yeah. There's quite a lot from northeast, and then the rest of it is like round where I was born, like around Wellingborough and Northamptonshire area. So my nan came down from the northeast. I think South Shields, is it? Is that south northeast? I don't know. It came down from there, and it sort of so there's a lot that way, but nothing overseas or anything.
It is fascinating. For me, it's just a way of connecting with the past a little bit as well. Just to see what my ancestors were up to. Actually, the funny thing is, a lot of them were bricklayers.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, Yeah, so nothing's changed there. But other than that, I have been. Let's get on to some more gaming talk. I've been to Matt Garrett's gaming meet. Now, Matt
Oh,
Garrett
yes.
is he's the world record holder for Midway's Gorf, and he held a little gaming meet. I love these little meets, don't you, Shaun?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you get to see quite a a unique collection, a more personal collection than you would do going to these big events. Yeah, it's a fantastic collection. We had a Darius burst. God knows how he got that in there.
God.
That's the
It's
that's
massive,
the
isn't
huge.
it?
Yeah, it's massive, and the sound. It's got like a subwoofer underneath the seat, hasn't it?
Hmm.
And the sounds are incredible. Yeah, absolutely incredible machine. I don't know if you've played one, but
Yeah,
it's a great fourth.
there's one at Arcade Club not Leeds, at Blackpool, and there's one at Bury as well.
Yeah,
And
it's four player as well, isn't
I
it?
think it's three. I think it's 3 player.
Oh, it's free. Okay.
On that little bench.
Yeah.
Maybe you could play
Yeah.
4. I'm not sure actually. But it's that little bench that it comes with is quite comfortable for 3, but it could be 4.
Yeah.
I don't know actually.
Yeah. And he had the Pong, the new Pong table. It's not. It doesn't have an LCD screen in it. It's almost like an electromechanical game.
Yeah,
It's like little
played it.
foam Pong balls on the table. Have you played it? It's really strange. It's got a weird kind of inertia to it.
Yeah, there's one where it's a square. The actual Pong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a square, and it's on. And that's like an electromechanical thing. That's I think that's the first one they did, like just called Pong, and it's where did I see it? Oh, at that arcade in Bradford that's shut down now. That had one. So me and Tronad and Charlie Farr were playing it, and it's it's Pong, so it's not the most interesting game now for us, is it?
No,
but it's
not really, but
very cleverly done.
Yeah, I think you still get a bit of it. Was popular on the day, and I think that they brought out different size cabinets. He's got the deluxe cabinet, which is absolutely huge. You can get a smaller one for home use, which he hasn't got. He's got the one that you use in an arcade in his house,
God.
and it's absolutely huge. But it was getting played all day long. People absolutely loved it. And of course, you can use it as a speaker as well. You can play your music through it and everything, and it's got LED screens around the outside. It does look quite striking in the room. Not for me. It wouldn't work in my old arcade, but it worked in Matt's. It was really, really cool. So it was great to go there. Also to meet fellow Arcadians, members of the community. I think I said hello to everyone. Spoke to everyone. But I've got to say a huge thank you to Richard Chunskin, who fixed my DMD display. That's that thing that I had on my wall that displays all those gaming GIFs, and it changes them on rotation really quickly. He actually built it, but for a year now it's just been getting stuck and then just not moving on to the next GIF. And I tried everything. I tried reconnecting everything, got a new power supply, didn't work. So he said, I'm going to Matt's, bring it along. He had a look at it and he thought, blimey, yeah, there's definitely something wrong with that. He took it away and he said that it wasn't getting enough power or something like that. So he sorted it out, which is great. And he's still got it. Hopefully I'll get that back next week, because I've been in the games room the last month rearranging everything, putting new lights up. I've got some new black lights here, as you can see there, Holly. You see those pictures? No, I did put them in there. Look. Did I not put them
yeah,
in there?
in the notes, yeah.
In the notes, you can see, So you can see the Dirty Donny posters. So I've got 2 black lights. I was experimenting with 2.
Why has he called himself Dirty Donny? That is excellent.
Well, I think he's a skateboard artist as well as a pinball artist. He's one of those really cool urban artists. I really love his work, and his blacklight stuff is absolutely incredible. It absolutely pops. So I've got quite a big black light that's hidden on the other side of the room, and you wouldn't believe it lights up those posters from about 3 meters away, which is incredible. And the one down the far end of the room is a little black light. It's not as powerful, but it does the job. It's a lot cheaper. So yeah, just moving stuff around because I've had some machines come back from the museum. I've got my rescue back, which is back in here now. And I recently just picked up a track and field as well, which I missed.
Yeah.
I really love that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Cine Steve had that. He didn't have room for it. Really missed having that. So, really proud to have that back in the collection. But I'm going to get one of those Braze high score kits.
Oh, for Space Invaders?
No, for track and field.
Oh, right. I didn't know they did one for...
So they do a rearranged track and field kit.
Oh, yeah.
So if you've got a Hypersports PCB, it's a little daughter board that goes on the PCB, and it plays all the track and field events, all the Hypersport events, but it alternates them. So you'll do the 100 metres track and field, and then you'll go into the swimming on the Hypersports, and then it go back to the track and field. So it just prolongs the game, makes the game a lot bigger, a lot longer, and a lot more interesting, I think. Because it's a great party game, isn't it? It's a really cool party game.
It
when
is.
people come round, they just love playing it. And it's a game anyone can just pick up and play.
Yeah.
You know, it's just 2 buttons, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's nothing overly complicated. All right, some of the high jump can be a little bit complicated for newcomers. But once you've shown them the mechanics of it, you know, it's just a fab game. I love it. So I'm really chuffed to get that back in here. I've got... it needs a bit of work, a little bit of cosmetic work, which I'm probably going to do. It's got a little corner missing out the bottom of the cabinet. And someone's painted over the front around the coin door. They painted it black when it should be blue. So that annoys me. So I'm going to have to spray that back. So yeah, that's okay though. The monitor's really nice clean monitor, really crisp. So yeah, really chuffed to get that back in here. So yeah, just been rearranging the games room, sorting things out, and playing this month's game. What have you been up to then, dude?
Just remember that them Dirty Donny blacklights, I've put them on our website, tenpencearcade.com. There's a images tab now, and feedback tab, and you can go in there, and I've put all the images of the blacklight pictures in there. So you can, if you go to tenpencearcade.com, I think it's called images, the actual little tab on the screen. Yeah, so me, what have I been up to? I don't know. Oh yeah, I've been out and about enjoying nature with our National Trust memberships, members of the National Trust. And we thought, we don't really do this justice, because it's £100 a year for 2 of us. But then we went to Quarry Bank, which is one of our favourites in Cheshire, which is a lovely place. And you go for a right old mill, which actually the top floor reminds me of Arcade Club top floor when like the old mill, because Arcade Club Bury was a mill. But you go there and it's like 48 quid, it's £24 each. And because we're members, we don't pay for parking. And we think, go to 2 or 3 of these places and you've made your money up in a year.
Oh, 100%. The National Trust is brilliant. I've got my card in my van all the time. Yeah. In fact, a lot of the car parks up on the Ridgeway here, that path I was talking about, they're all National Trust car parks. So if you've got your car, just stick it in the car window. You can park there for free. They're great. It's really, really good. Yeah, definitely make the most of that, mate.
Yeah, it's brilliant, that, isn't it? I've got people who listen to this know I've been on about Krav Maga for ages, and I've been quiet for a few months. Well, I did my shoulder in, and I went for therapy. not on my brain, but that is needed. That is needed. But on my arm, like a therapist, and she massaged the arm, and that was okay. And then she did acupuncture, which was brilliant, a lot better. But it's still not right. And then she sort of moved down south to do her own thing down south, and she recommended these couple of other therapists I could go to, but I've never really gone back. So was this an injury that you got? It's something that or was this just something that's developed? Yeah, it sort of developed over time and got worse and worse, and then this was last October, and somebody landed on it. You know, got me in like a chokehold, and then
Oh, right,
landed.
because
Because
you were doing the martial arts, weren't you?
Yeah, Krav Maga, and then I just screamed in agony, and I couldn't move my arm for a couple of days. So I thought, right, I got to sort this out. But to be honest, it's never really got back to how it originally was. And I think a lot of it's my fault. I think if I keep doing a lot of exercise on my arm, it would get better. But it's 75% there, it is. But to go back to Krav Maga, I think will maybe be a mistake because you'll just get ragged around a bit and it could get worse. So I haven't been back, so I've sort of lost touch with that.
Well, that's a shame, mate, because I've done karate all my life. I gave up 5 years ago now, but from the age of 15, I was doing karate on a regular basis. And I'd say the injuries that I've had all my toes on my right foot are broken through karate. Yeah, I've had a broken collarbone, broken rib, and a broken finger, and a half dislocated shoulder. And out of all of the injuries, the ligaments and the tendons are all the worst. They're the most painful, and they take the longest to heal. So I don't know how long you've had that, but it could take up to a year to heal, mate, I'm afraid to say.
Yeah,
that's how long these things take.
Last October, yeah. But it was creeping up. It was getting worse and worse, and then that one day just made it really painful. And I thought, I can't carry on. So I went for sports therapist. She was, not a standard.
Sounds like you've torn something that's going to take a while to heal.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Oh, don't let it put you off. You can always go back and, just tell the teacher you've got this injury and you don't want to overexert yourself, and just go back and you can go back and do katas and just go through the fighting schedule, but don't do any sparring. Don't overdo it, and certainly don't do any break falls. You don't want to be doing those.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't let it put you off.
I'll see how it goes. I'll keep with the exercise and see if it gets back to normal.
That's all right. Shall I go into a few more of my pickups?
Yeah, you've got artwork from Ollie here.
Yeah, so good old Ollie has come good again. So I ordered some artwork, some marquees, because I bought all these little I bought these boxes for my PCBs, and they've got the anti-static foam in. But there's no way of telling what PCB is in each box, and it's a nightmare because you can go through each box until you get to the right one. So he made these lovely little marquees up for me, which I've just stuck. They're like just stickers, just stick them on the box, and now I can see what game is in each PCB without having to go for each and every box. So that's really nice.
Yeah.
He also sent me a load of MVS inlay artwork, because I've ordered some shock boxes from Southtown. Now, Southtown is an American company. They make these shock boxes for the MVS and AES cartridges. They're really, really nice, like the original ones.
Yeah.
So again, you can put your MVS cartridges, which are not usually in the nicest of states because they've been in arcades and operators have scribbled on them, or they're in Japanese, so you don't really know what game it is. So it's nice to have it housed in a nice box. So I've ordered 19 of these boxes from Southtown, which is the maximum they will send outside of the United States. Their excuse is, in their experience, they've experienced a lot of damage. So I can imagine it's actually quite a big box when those come over.
Yeah.
So I've got those en route, and Ollie's done a load of artwork for them. So when they arrive, I can then take all the old MVS carts out of the old cardboard boxes, which are okay. They don't look half as good as having them in a proper shock box. So I've got that from Ollie to thank, and a rescue art. Now, as you know, I've got a prototype Stern Rescue arcade machine.
Oh yes.
It was in the arcade archive for a while, and it's been in my collection for a long time. Now, when I got that machine, it actually came with the artwork inside the cabinet. So half the machine's got side art on, but for some reason they never got round to putting the other side of the artwork on, which is a good thing for me, really, because it makes it easier for us to vectorize and photocopy the artwork. So I could just send that roll off to Ollie, and he's vectorized it and put the colour back into it. And now, for the first time, anyone, whoever's got a rescue, probably not that many people, because it's an extremely rare cabinet, can go and buy the artwork. I know of a handful of people that have got them. In fact, that one of the guys has got the artwork for the control panel, which I would like. You know, although mine is a prototype, I want to keep it as a prototype. I still like to have the distribution artwork, the finished artwork, because the button on rescue, the bomb button, is slightly out, so it does make it awkward to play pressing the bomb button, because it's about an inch out from where it should be, further away from the joystick.
And you
so
get that.
Do
you get that with your thumb? Is it? Do you get it with your thumb?
Yeah, with your thumb. So getting the original artwork, putting that on there, and then what I do with the prototype artwork is preserve it somewhere. Either put it up on the wall or just preserve it somewhere in a folder. You know, because the perspex that's on the cabinet's got holes in it, and I can see it's starting to get wear and tear around it as well. Because all the instruction decals are just written on there; they're all typefaced on there with a typewriter. And I don't want to damage that, so I'd rather just put that away as part of the cabinet and get some nice new control panel artwork for that. So that cabinet will look absolutely amazing when it's finished. So yeah, Ollie did a great job on that. Thank you so much, Ollie, for that. Been waiting quite a while, but poor old Ollie's had a lot to deal with recently, so we're forgiven for that. What else did I get? I've been picking up a few more Mega Drive games, getting a few more back in the collection. Because I had to let quite a lot go a couple of years ago. And I want to just get my favourites back, so I picked up a lovely copy of Contra Hardcore, Japanese version for the Mega Drive, and I love that game. I absolutely love that game.
I have played it a bit somewhere, like an event somewhere, and it's really difficult, isn't it? But it's
doable,
really fast moving. It's really
fast.
It
is doable though. You can finish it. I finished it, and that's just amazing. I love run and gun games anyway. They're my favourite genre, I think. You know, and that is just a brilliant example. Fantastic game, lovely box art, really cool box art. So really chuffed to get that back in the collection. And I picked up a new Vectrex game, Shaun. You got rid of your Vectrex, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I said I wasn't doing it justice. It was just sat there. So Mark Happy Dude was desperate for one. So I thought, sold it to him for a decent price.
Well, it's a shame because I think you'd like this game. It is called Unicorn Galaxy. Can you see that?
That's a great name.
Oh, it's a great game, and I think the cover was drawn by Binary Star Software.
Oh, Chris Binary, yeah.
Yeah, I think his daughter drew the unicorn, because there's a little note inside saying that his daughter drew it for her 10th birthday, so he used it as part of the package. I think that's a lovely touch. And I think any new game on the Vectrex is worth supporting and buying, because it's just a great, thriving community. And it's a game I think you'd quite like, Shaun. It's a little shoot 'em up. It's a 3-button shoot 'em up.
Ooh.
So you've got a middle button that shoots straight up, and the 2 side buttons, a bit like Gunsmoke.
Oh yeah.
So you've got either side, and it shoots left or right, and the middle button just shoots straight up. It's cool little mid bosses and end level bosses and stuff. Yeah, it's nice. It's cute. I love it. Really, really cool. And always nice to have a new Vectrex game. And last thing is, I got my PSU from Phil Murray. So my Astra Blaster, which I've had for ages, and it's been down for about a year. I actually thought it was the board set that wasn't working, but Phil nailed it down to the power supply, and he's built me a switching power supply and a connector straight to the back of the board. Well, it's not a board; it's like 5 board sets that go into this cage.
Oh God!
Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare. So he's built a switching power supply and loom to go straight into the back of that, and that powers the whole machine. So I've only got that back recently, but I can't wait to get that going again. It's one of my favourite games, Astra Blaster. Absolutely love it. So I've got to say a huge thank you to Phil there. Thanks for sorting that out, mate.
Yeah, no, I haven't got anything really. I don't really do pickups, but
No,
we
you don't.
we can go on to feedback.
I bet you do pick up rubbish when you see it.
Yeah, and put it in the bin.
Yeah, there you go. You could talk about that.
Especially
Tell us what rubbish you've picked up.
especially around the house. I found a boost bar under the sofa. A boost
I
bar
bet you
under the sofa. Put that in the bin.
Does your missus tell you to pick your pants up and your socks up off the floor?
No, I put them in the washing basket. I'm good at that.
You do. All right, so
Yeah.
there's nothing to pick up there then.
No.
Um,
What else picking up? I dropped some ham on the floor. I picked that up.
did you? Have you got a dog?
No.
All right.
We've got a surrogate cat that comes in every so often called Cookie. She's lovely. And she just comes in and like gnaws at the fridge. and we feed her and she sobs off again for a couple of weeks and then comes back. She's lovely.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Let's do.
Listener feedback.
We've got a load of feedback. Thanks, everybody. It's some really great feedback here. So do you want me to go first? This is from Funk.
Yeah.
Mr. Funk, he must know you from way back. The Chucky Egg is back. Also to hear Arcade Archive make a return. Oh, you see, we explained this last time, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
As much as we all miss Vic, I was actually Alex that got me listening to the pod a few years back. Can't wait to see how long it takes Shaun to crack the egg with his craziness. And I
think
thought,
I cracked you, haven't I?
yeah, all that stuff last month. I think he's already crazy, mate. I was a more sensible last time, and then then later on, a couple of weeks later, he's put particularly like the new, the new crazy horses section. Can you remember you did that?
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that.
Alex has gifted the podcast already. Slightly concerned about Vic's whereabouts now after hearing his insightful voice message on the last episode. Sounded like he'd been locked in a basement. I just did it off the phone, didn't I? When he was
We've locked him up. He's in shackles. He's in an Iron Maiden.
Is that what I'm? That's where they got the name from.
That's what they used to torture you in an Iron Maiden. That's where Vic is, in a dungeon somewhere in Scotland.
In Glasgow.
Yeah.
Glasgow. Oh well.
He can't come out until he says he's coming back.
Have you fed him in the last couple of weeks? I haven't. I've forgotten.
You can go down with some biscuits the other week.
Yeah, that was weeks ago. He must have finished them by now.
Oh God, he might be. Could be nothing left of him now. Just be crumb.
Oh dear.
So, next one is Rye Guys in Scotland. He's Scottish.
Yeah.
Woot! Got this lined up as a soundtrack for my garden chores tomorrow. I'll be holding you responsible for any biscuit-themed accidents, Mr. H.
In case he cuts his hand off with a chainsaw.
Oh, God, yeah, not a good idea.
From Neil 20 to 5, I have listened and I liked it. Glad to hear Alex having fun again. Some new touches to the format, make it your own, Shaun. Positive and promising. He's good, isn't he? Some funny bits too. Here's to the next 200 episodes. 200? Do you reckon we'll get to 400?
Oh, 100%.
We could just skip the numbers in tens, couldn't we? So the next one could be 210.
We could do. We just go straight there now for the next one.
Episode 400. Thanks, kids. This is the year 2030.
Yeah. From Charlie Farr. Got around to listening to the latest 10 Pence 201. Great stuff, Shaun and Alex. I'm pretty sure that G&G, or G and G, is a 4-way game, though. I don't know. The reason why I say it's 8-way, because I'm pretty sure the platform level, you can jump diagonally. You wouldn't be able to do that with a 4-way stick, would you? I'll have to go back and play it now.
You can run and jump, can't you? And then that's kind of, with the 4-way, you can run and jump. And
I suppose so, yeah.
It's a kind of diagonal jump, isn't it?
But yeah, I guess so. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's a 4-way. Stupid me.
It does say it's 8-way in the main INI file.
It does.
I look at it. It does say it's 8-way,
Yeah.
but it makes more sense 4-way, doesn't it? Because it'd be more controllable,
Yeah.
I think. And this is a man
especially,
himself. He is Jimmy. or Hell's Jimmy, you called him last time. Hell's Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell's bells.
Well, you're doing something right with the editing because it sounded just like one take, which I'm guessing means it was bob on. There's a few crunchy, crinkly sounds, weren't there, when I was moving my mic around?
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Yeah.
We've got Chris Plus Plus in New Mexico. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow, we've got some listeners from far afield, haven't we?
Mm.
Hiya, I'm going to miss Victor, of course, but there couldn't be a better co-host to take his place. I've been listening since the very first episode, and it's obviously great to have Alex back. I've been watching the channels Nintendo Arcade and Arcade Archive since they started, as well, often with my buddy Adam, better known as Bally Ali. Well, thanks very much, Chris. That's very nice of you, mate. And nice to see some listeners in New Mexico. It goes on.
It
There's
does.
more here. I didn't see that. Sorry, I'm scrolling down. We've always greatly enjoyed Alex's enthusiasm, his massive knowledge of these games we love. I don't know about that. And of course, his heroic efforts in rescuing a great Nintendo arcade game, Sky Skipper, from obscurity. Also a big fan of Shaun's Arcade. One can always be sure of excellent entertainment from the bearded one, the holy one. I'm halfway through this first Return of Alex episode, and I really enjoy hearing the stories about how you two initially got into video games. It's pretty astonishing how similar our experiences were as Yanks to our game-obsessed British brethren. What's that? Yeah, brethren, sorry. I had the cursor over it.
Brothers.
I used to pretend to play the demonstration mode as well when the grown-ups didn't have any quarters for me to the swines. So he used to pretend he was playing the game and didn't have any money. I remember doing that. Do you?
Yeah, I did it as well, yeah. Especially with Space Invaders.
Yeah. Thank you for contributing with the show. You two have great chemistry as co-hosts. I'm really looking forward to this. And of course, massive congrats to Alex for the huge archive accomplishments. Well, thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate that.
Right, the last bit of feedback we got. Thank you for all this feedback, by the way. It's been brilliant. Brett M, dazed and confused. Hey Shaun and Alex, really enjoyed the last episode, especially like the longer discussion on the chosen game, Ghosts and Goblins. In honour of the podcast continuing, I thought I should put a score in for Fighting Hawk, or Farting Hawk as Neil calls it. The last time I submitted was for Elevator Action, that's a while ago. A mate and I recently installed a dedicated RetroArch machine from a couple of old PCs and routable 5.4 monitors and got it to work. So I hope to admit scores more regularly now. I'm still crap at arcade games, but love them regardless. Loving the show, let's hope it lasts another 10 years. Ooh. Ooh.
Ding dong, carry on.
What's that say?
That's my carry-on in my pocket. Look.
Yeah.
Carry on in the pocket. Do you want to hear it?
Go on.
Ding dong, carry on.
And then we got...
Well, don't just stand there, man. Get it out.
Where have you got that from? It's like a little plastic toy, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. It's great. I take it everywhere with me in supermarkets.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have so much fun with it.
Biscuit review, I know about you. Biscuit review.
Biscuit review. I haven't got any biscuits again, Shaun.
I
need to bring some cakes.
I've made up for it. Border biscuits in dark chocolate. Raspberry wife saw these. They are border biscuits, strangely enough, in dark chocolate. Raspberry, like a thick biscuit. And the raspberry bits, they're going to be slightly, they're not going to be like a proper raspberry, are they? Like the freeze-dried or whatever you call them. So they're a bit chewy, but it's a really nice flavour, especially with the dark chocolate. I'd give these a solid 9 out of 10.
Wow. And where'd you get these from?
Shop.
Any particular shop? I bet Happy Shopper doesn't do them.
No. Or Lidl. I think
Waitrose biscuit?
Yeah, it's like that, and it's quite posh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wife got them. I think she probably got them from either Tesco's, Morrison's, or Asda. They're the three we go to.
I can't eat things like that. I'm on a diet. I can't be doing stuff like that. All I'm eating at the moment is dust and tree sap.
Really?
The only way to do it. It's the only way to lose weight.
Dust and tree. What do you
tree
do?
Sap.
Did you put the dust and tree sap and mix it up and then boil it a bit so it's edible, like heat it up a
And
bit?
you snort the dust.
Yeah.
And you just drink the tree sap.
Oh, lovely.
Fills you up. Bit of roughage for you.
Yeah, I bet. Is that what you're drinking now? It doesn't look like it.
No, I'm drinking a milkshake. Strawberry milkshake, my favourite.
Oh.
I do like strawberry milkshake.
Right, let's get on to the featured game review.
Feature game review.
Right, this is Fighting Hawk from Taito 1988. I said it was developed by Toaplan, but it wasn't, and you can see where I'm confused, right? The series is Flying Shark by Toaplan. The middle game in the series, what we're playing, Fighting Hawk, that's by Taito, which apparently used assets from Gun and Frontier, used sort of Gun and Frontier assets. And the third one in the series is, again, Toaplan, which is Fire Shark. So that's where I've got...
Why is it... Yeah, but it's not in a series, is it, if it's by another company?
Yeah, this is what MAME have called it, really. So perhaps it's not even a series. It's just what MAME have called it.
I don't think it plays anything like the Toaplan games.
No.
You can tell it's not a Toaplan game at all.
I thought that 5 minutes into it. I thought, this is not Toaplan, the music.
No.
But anyway,
No.
it uses 2 buttons, fire and guided missiles, which I think is a clever thing other than a smart one. It clears all enemies and bullets. The missiles fire off, and any enemies that are on the screen when you fire them, it'll hit. The missiles will hit, and then the bullets immediately disappear. So that's saved me low end of times. It is your standard modern military themed vertical shooter with 1 weapon power to power up 5 times maximum, and you get a right good spread shot then. And a stack of guided missiles. They don't power up; they're just the missiles. And 3 lives and 5 missiles per life. That is it. That's all you got to worry about. This is what drew me to it. Really, very simple gameplay, very simple power-ups. You don't need to worry about getting different power-ups. This will do, the toothpaste laser is really good at this, and the green bullets are really good at this, and then
but it's simple. It doesn't really do anything special either.
No, that's the thing, isn't it? Right, I've got the black of the flyer here. I've also got the back of the flyer. It's good. It says, because you need a backstory with shoot 'em ups. Everyone knows that or not. The player controls his fighting plane, Falcon, and fights against enemies in each round of grassy plain, iceberg, glacier, Sunwerfield. I think that should be snowfield, and city. His final aim is to shoot down the enemy's snowfield newest bomber. This is very tiny text. Dragon Hat. Have you got to Dragon Hat?
No.
I saw it on the playthrough. I thought, at least they're going to have a really good last enemy. He's called Dragon Hat. It's just a black plane.
Great name for a boss, but not very imaginative, is it really?
The player, uses 8-way joystick and attacks enemies with normal shots and guided missiles. So really, you've got your shots power up, your bombs power up, a 1-up, an extra life. I think I've seen 2 in the whole game that comes out from behind a tree, and a medal. Right? You get the medals. Jimmy noticed this. You get the medals if you're full up on bombs, and then you shoot an oil tanker where all your power ups come from, and it's going to be a bomb originally. It gives you a medal for 1,000 points because you got 5 bombs.
Oh, right.
Or your weapons are powered up. And then it says at the start, good fighting is required.
Yeah.
Oh, I did explain there's a glitch in the ROM where if triggered, no more enemies will appear. Nothing happens, and you just go through the whole game and you get 1,000,000 points for doing it. So I think Jimmy, again, just let it run for half an hour, and got to the end because there were no enemies and got 1,000,000 points.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of people have...
Really?
A couple of
I-
people
I-
have seen that.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all. Mind you, I didn't get very far in it, to be honest with you.
I think it does turn it later on. So I found an older ROM and put it on the website, so you can put that older ROM into your ROMs folder and overwrite the f-hawk.zip, and that because that's the one I was playing. But the older ROM does have graphical glitches, stuff stays on the screen and stuff, but it does play better because you get these little square orange buggies, don't you?
Yeah.
That seem to roll up the screen and then roll over a rock and then shoot you. But that's on the older ROM. On the newer ROM, they just kind of glitch in.
Right. Did you play for a percentage of both ROM sets?
Yeah, and I got the where it glitched out, and I was doing really well, and I got where it glitched out, and I thought, oh god! So I thought I'll find another ROM and try it. So I tried an older ROM, which was from 2009, off of main archive.org, and then put that on. Right, and I play this game. This is one of the weird games that you have to play with the plane about 40% of the screen. That's the only way I could survive to avoid it's normally tanks coming up behind you and point blank shooting you. They will point blank.
Yeah, and it starts to go backwards as well on level 2.
Yeah, it scrolls back.
Yeah. Which took me ages to work that out.
Yeah.
I found that quite difficult to begin with, but after the really boring level 1, actually it was quite a nice change, a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, so you've got to... Yeah, I sort of stayed 40% of the screen and then just dodged them bullets. And then there's another bit later on where you get these big white planes, and if you're at the bottom of the screen, they just ram into you. You've got no chance whatsoever of dodging them unless you remember where they are and stay up the screen. Yes, I keep calling them smart bombs on this, and what's it called?
Guided missiles.
Strike through it and call them guided missiles. They're useful in clearing all enemies and bullets. You can fly over the top of popcorn enemies. Do you know what a popcorn enemy is?
No.
That's
how far into the game is this now?
It's all tanks. Anything with a turret. The small ships, the small baddies that you can shoot really quickly.
Right, so the tanks
cannon. I don't know. It's from a bullet. It's a bullet hell phrase. So the popcorn enemies are just.
I'm not a bullet hell.
They're just a clip. They're just there. They're just there, just so you can blow them at. They're single shot deaths or double shot deaths. And they call them popcorn enemies for some reason. That's
cannon fodder.
Yeah,
cannon fodder.
Cannon fodder, really. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need another name for them. It's just cannon fodder.
I like popcorn enemies. It's good, isn't it? Watch them gun turrets on all the enemies. They will fire directly at your current position when the turret is aimed at you, so you can sort of dodge because you know they're going to shoot. As a safe place to stay when being attacked by the end of level bosses. Some of them you can just stay off.
Did you work that out for yourself?
No, I saw it on YouTube.
No.
You can just stay to the left of a couple of them and just shoot, and the bullets sort of go either side of you. Oil tankers drop the power-ups. Wait until they've all come on the screen before shooting all 2 or 3 of them. Because if you shoot all 3, sometimes the power-up appears off the screen.
Yeah,
I think
that makes sense.
Shoot them all too quickly.
Yeah.
Each end of level boss. No, when you finish it, you get a bonus. Remaining bombs times 1,000. So if there's 5 bombs, you get 5,000, and a level clear bonus. I think it starts at 10k, then 15, then 20, and then obviously when you get a level clear on the end one, you get 1,000,000 points. Watch out for tanks appearing from buildings, underneath trees, underneath covered bridges, just flying out everywhere, coming out from car garages, Tesco's, Asda, anywhere they can come out from, the sides, underneath the manhole covers.
Yeah.
Gypsies.
Post office.
But you've got to learn them as well.
Yeah.
They're point
blank.
Yeah.
But is are the enemies in the same place exactly every time you play it?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Right. So it's a memory game, Shaun.
Yeah, it is really. It can be, but you've got to have the power. You've got to have the. If you lose your power ups, then you're back to like a pea shooter, which is just a double shot, and everything becomes so much harder to progress.
Oh, yeah.
Right, the final stage breaks with the common screen scrolling, and you get to the very last level, and it says, shoot down 25 enemy fighters before facing the Dragon Bats, which is a black plane. So you've got a counter on the screen, you've got to shoot 20, I don't know if it's timed, but you've got to shoot 25 fighters. Apparently, if you just stay to the left of the screen and then scoot under them as they're flying past, you get them all. There's 149 levels. And when you finish it, right, you get, your mission was successful. Good luck. That's game over. Good luck.
That's it.
Yeah, it's game over. What do you...
They should give me your money back.
What do you think of the graphics, sound, and gameplay, mate?
I thought the beginning music was all right. It's quite a nice little tune. But yeah, it's a mediocre game. Graphics are really mediocre. Nothing special about them at all. Nothing special about the bosses. Nothing that makes me go, wow, look at this. This is really cool art design or anything like that. It's nothing like that at all. I think it's just been copy and paste from another game with a new name, really. There's nothing in it for me, really. It was okay, but it hasn't got its own character to it at all.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Yeah,
Did you?
I've put the graphics are crisp, clean, and well animated, but ultimately uninspiring. Backgrounds are quite well done, varied and colourful through the levels. But what improvements would you do? Obviously, the graphics better.
See, if this was a tower plan game, you'd have these really brash colours that just pop out at you.
Yeah.
Look really cool. And the bosses do something a little bit different. You never know which way they're going to go. It takes you a little while to figure it out. There was nothing in this game. The music was quite, as I say, mediocre, quite bland. And I think that's quite important for me in music in the game. Just the sound effects make all the difference. It can make great sound can make a bad looking game play good.
Yeah.
You know, because it's drawing you in. It's all creating part of the atmosphere. But unfortunately for me, this didn't have much at all.
Yeah, so I would have more extra lives. Because you start with 3. I think there's 2 extra lives you can sort of uncover as you're shooting baddies through the game. So it's 5 extra lives max. Mm-hmm. But you get loads every time you die. You get loads of bombs. So you get 5 bombs every time you die. So that's decent, really. And you can get you more bombs as you go through the level. I've put a playthrough. I'll put these in the show notes with auto fire. A guy's gone through it with auto fire, so that just shows you it is a bit of a plain game.
Yeah,
right.
I think you can play it tapping. You can get more bullets out if you're tapping the buttons, can't you? If you're just holding down the fire button, you get quite a slow response. But if you're tapping the button, you can get a lot more out of your ship.
Yeah, I think I put some of these ships. I did like a track and field on it, like on the button to kill the baddies. Some of the bosses where I did like a track and field on the fire.
John Studley.
Yeah, just on the fire button because I didn't have enough power up. But that actually worked. My mission was successful. Good luck. Right. Scores.
High score countdown.
J. Ping Barber with 22,900. Shite. Hawk. Not my type of game, but not to worry. Back to my old favourites until the next game. Great pod again. Only problem is my phone being filled with 100 new odd podcasts. Sorry about that, mate. That's Shaun, not me.
Yeah. Super Mappy. He's Mappy and he's super. 37,800. I've been so insanely busy in my personal life, I've rarely gotten a chance to play any selected games, but I have to give this one a try. As I'm a great fan of vertical shooters, may I request Wizard of War for another go? That's a good idea.
It's a brilliant game.
It's better with 2
players. I used to own
players.
a Wizard of War.
Did you?
It is. Yeah, I've owned 2 Wizard of Wars in my life. I had a little cabaret and I had a full-size upright, and I totally regret selling both of them because they're such a good game. Yeah,
The sound
that's
on
a good
that.
choice.
Sound on that is
Yeah.
incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
And it's good. It's very good conversion on the Commodore 64 as well. Really good.
yeah. There's a good conversion on Spectrum as well. It's called Wizard Warriors.
Oh,
Really
is it?
good. I used to play that back in the day. Really good. We got Basil the Sane with 62,850. Too sneaky for me. Keep being ambushed from behind. Yeah, I got that. Nice graphics and audio though.
Virgil's Ante got 77,350.
Dazed and Confused got 91,550.
Eastwood 71. Bow wow, bow bow bow. That's my Sergio Leone version. He got 95,400.
Well, you might have to help me with this one. Is it Cradster?
Yeah, he hasn't played for ages. Him, good.
Isn't he?
Yeah, good.
He's got a good score, 97,100. Nice little game, but the music is a bit repetitive. I agree.
Brian Haribo, 115,650. 10p score was made for evenings like this.
Mark What No Gravy, 120,250.
One Punch Run, 129,300.
Deadlock, 134,250. First go at some Fighting Hawk. It's not bad, although the bombs are a bit crap.
I quite liked it. I thought it was quite a good idea, them bombs, homing missiles. It's not like your traditional smart bomb where it kills everything.
No.
But
it still does the same thing, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It kills everything.
Just
does it in a different way.
Some of the tower plan games and riding games, if you press the smart bomb, there was a bit of a delay and you'd get killed. And
yeah. You got to time it.
Where are we on now? You've done Deadlock, haven't you?
Yeah, done Deadlock.
Stacey King, 138,750. My best score so far. Made it without dying until I encountered the flying base that scrolls upwards and shoots you point blank. Oh yeah, I know them. Much better than the other day. I couldn't do anything right and failed to get even past the mid-level boss. 138,750.
Yeah. Retro Rex, 147,950.
It's you here.
Yeah.
With 150 to 500.
Now, I was going to play more, but my monitor... Yeah, I was, as I say, once I got to level 2 and it started wrapping up and it's getting a little bit more difficult, a little bit more challenging, I was actually getting quite into it. But unfortunately, my monitor started losing focus, so I had to keep pulling the cab out, going around to the flyback, adjusting the focus, which worked for a little while, and then it just lose it again. So I thought, oh no, this monitor's on its way out. So I couldn't play anymore, unfortunately, but I was getting into it, and I think 152,000 respectable score for the amount of time I played on it. I think I only played it 3 times, so it wasn't too bad to start off with.
That's all right, yeah. Salbug, 153,950. I didn't really like this game until I got lucky and managed to completely power up my weapon. But other than that, the funky bass line and the theme music, you like that? It was mostly a mere game for me, though. Next.
Dr. Goggles.
Goggles.
Dr. Goggles, 161,650.
Grey Bags, 213,550.
Retro Jedi 74, 217,350.
Paul Higgins, you haven't played for a bit. Good to see you again, mate. 217,350. First proper go on it and got up to 8 shots. Played this quite a bit back in the day.
A nice one, Paul. Old Man Steve, 223,150. Had a go with different main versions on the Batocera.
Batocera, yeah. It's a Raspberry Pi distribution, like RetroArch.
Okay. And found that with older ones, there was a lot of sprite glitches and slowdown. Got this score using RetroArch with Final Burn, Neo Core. Blimey, and Games Sir X2 on my mobile. Oh, and the game is okay, I guess. So lots of different ways he's playing it on here, different hardwares, Shaun, which I'm not aware of.
Yeah, the RetroArch is the it's for Raspberry Pis and handhelds, and it's like a big
right.
It's a big kind of game playing front end. So
Okay.
on it, you can have right down to the Atari VCS. You can have some of them do Dreamcast and PS2. So they're getting really good emulation.
Oh, okay. And this is all on the Pi. It's
Yeah,
just a front end for retro. Right. Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Battle Series. I don't think you can get it on PC.
Okay.
I did have a look at it, but I stayed with RetroArch. It's what I've got on my Raspberry Pi here with my.
Yeah.
I've got that for all my console stuff, but I never
Yeah.
play it. I just looked
No.
today actually. So we got his score, didn't we? Adam Flint.
Yeah.
We're in the 200,000s. 228 and 50 points. I'm no connoisseur of shmups, but even I can recognise this one as a very gentle first couple of levels. Even a novice like me could sail through them unscathed up into the point in level 3 whereby a big grey thing with 2 turrets lumbers out of a big shed in the snow and repeatedly killed me stone dead.
Wow. Swiss Liz, 228,950.
James Wise Mids, 229,550. Enjoying this despite the slowdown at times. Could be my setup. I didn't notice any slowdown, did you?
I think I did, you know.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, quite a bit of slowdown. Yes, I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
Actually, why didn't I bring that up in the remarks? Because actually that did annoy me for an arcade game. Shouldn't happen.
See, I didn't notice that at all.
Yeah. Snarkade. Sadly, not in your face kind of a deal as main glitched out around 178,000 and failed to present me with an enemy on screen from that point on, so he got the glitch. At least it gave me a chance to have a good look at the game's landscapes further on, and eventually the victory screen at the very end. Interestingly, there seemed to be some sort of bonus challenge towards the very end where the clouds started to fly by very quickly, and I received an on-screen message warning that I would be faced with a multiplier 25 enemy jets due to the glitch, but it never happened. I think this must have awarded me with a 1,000,000 point bonus at the end. Obviously, I'm not submitting this for the high score challenge, but I thought it could have some fun with the usual high score challenge winners before coming clean with the truth. I'd submit my actual score via Sidekit, which sits around 304,550 at present. I'll see you soon. So yeah, it's quite a weird glitch going on there. Interesting.
Aid Skyway 73, 354,050. Played a few games through this and thought it was slow, repetitive and just a bit dull, so gave up on it. Decided to give it another chance and started to enjoy it more. Quite like the slower pace of it. Slower pace.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I think I could have got into it more, like you say, if my monitor hadn't blown up. Mr. Messi, 367,450. I had been building up a lot of good fighting in recent months and was at a loss with what to do with it. Well, it turns out that this is just what I was looking for. Good fighting involves lots of button bashing, joystick wrenching, and explosions. Nice.
that's what it says on the start screen, isn't it? Good fighting,
Yeah.
for you or something. Louis Wellham, little Louis Wellham, who's Bill Wellham's son, who's Bill Wellham's son. Bill Wellham. Stereo Deluxe. So he's back. He did really well a couple of years ago. 375,900. Well done, sir.
Wow. Zestora, 389,650.
We're into the points now. Buttons, 2 points with 403,650.
Mr. Berserker, 405,850. Managed a couple of dummy runs. Then the first real try. Haven't played this for over 30 years.
Oof. Ross got 409,050.
You, Shaun, 420,000. Wow. Good score, mate.
Yeah, that's 4 points for me. Played in Japan, a new player. Thank you for playing. He got 5 points. 422,050. An okay, fairly decent shooter, let down by the music. Slightly repetitive enemies as well. Was good excuse to get my MIDI cab monitor sorted and into vertical layout though.
Cool.
Tagster.
Tagster, 6 points. with 459,450. It's rare for me to just sit back and chill, but today I cracked open an afternoon beer, opened the doors to the games room, and listened to Shaun Holly and Nintendo Arcade. I'm not Nintendo Arcade anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to be called Owl's Arcade.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 10 Pence Arcade Podcast. Thank you both. You had some unbelievable stories there, Alex. Really enjoyed them. Cheers, buddy.
But I've seen you do that, Owl, on high score test. What's the OWL? What's it short for?
No, I just put ALE. I did put, back in the day, I used to put, because my dad used to call me Little Owl. There was a racehorse called My Little Owl.
Oh, yeah.
And Grandad used to bet on the racehorse. And when it come to putting in my name in the arcades, I just used to put OWL, as in like Twit Owl. But I've stopped that now. I just put ALX.
Oh.
It's easier. Yeah.
Right, 7 points. He is Jimmy. I like this one. Perhaps a tad too easy. There's a couple of people who said that. Some people find it easy. I didn't. No way. I must be losing it. I have an annoying habit of losing life with a bank full of unused bombs, though. Grrr is for grrr.
Annoyed. Rygar, 8 points, 493,600. First baddie on level 5, 493,600. Last game for a bit. I'm off to hashtag, what is that? Copenhagen, Tomoz. Is that right?
Could be, couldn't it? Could be.
Yeah, it looks like Copenhagen. Yeah, good score, buddy.
With 9 points in second place is our own Mr. 20-5, 497,650. Okay, so difficulty starting to ramp up now. Screen gets full of helicopters and bullets with a lot more on ground too. Really liking this, even if it's limited to just 1 or 2 games at a time.
Buller, I can't believe this. My good friend Paul is come top of the table. And he was telling me that he didn't like this game whatsoever. You liar. You loved it. You absolutely loved it, didn't you? Look, you got 10 points with a massive score of over 517,550. And he says, hopefully I've beaten that swine Crowley. Well done, mate. That's an awesome score. But it won't last for long because you'll be at the bottom of the table next month on next month's game.
He said to me, can I submit scores via WhatsApp? And I said, depends on the score. And he put 517,000. But no, it's not allowed, mate. It's not allowed. I need more proof. I need your driving license, date of birth. But yeah, what a great score. So that's it, kids. Brilliant. A lot of players there, 30 odd players. 32,
Brilliant,
I think.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking
at some more for the next one.
I've just done a snapshot of the high score league table. Number 1 is Rygar again. He's won it a few years running.
Yeah.
64 points. I think it's 5 games to go. Mr. Berserker 50. He had to bow. What was the game? He had to bow out of Mario Brothers because he couldn't find a decent ROM. He only had the NES ROM.
It wasn't Mario Brothers. It was Balloon Fight.
So he couldn't play that. So he would normally be up there. So he said he'd try and get back to beat Rygar, but I don't know. Aid Skyway 73, 43 points. Salbug, I'll put these on the website, by the way. Salbug 34, Ross 22. Here's Jimmy 21. Miss 25 19. I'm on 19 as well. So it goes right the way back. Yeah, I think I said there's like 60. We've had 60 different players playing this year so far. I think there's 4 or 5 games left to go. Right, mate, this is the important bit. How many 10p's would you put in this game to carry on playing?
I thought to myself, if I'd got past level 1 on like 30p, I probably would have put another 30p in this. So 6.
Yeah.
6 10p's, 60p, right? That's how much I would put in it. Because the first level is just so boring. There's nothing about it at all to bring you in, at all. But once you get to level 2, difficulty level ramps up, it starts to become more challenging. I think I probably would have wanted to get to the end of level 2. And if I had got the end of that, I think it entices you in. Every time you get to the end of the level and you kill that boss, I think you're going to want to try and get again to the next one. but there's not enough in this game to spend all my money on this. So, yeah, 6 for me.
I've put 7.
Yeah.
What drew me to
But
this?
you like your shooters, don't you?
Yeah, what drew me to this was the simplicity of the gameplay and the power-ups. No weapon swaps, no chaining, no speed-ups, just good old-fashioned blasting. But that being said, there are so many other vertical shooters out there that do a similar thing, and I could have chosen them instead. But I thought it was the middle tower plan game out of 3. I thought it's going to be good, this. But it's just...
But you were wrong.
I do like it.
You were wrong. It wasn't tower plan.
I know. It is good though. It is good, but would have put 7 in because in an arcade I would have thought, yeah, I like this. I do like this. Or I would have tried to see it through.
Nah, not for me. I don't think I'll ever fire that one up again. Not bothered.
Next show's game.
Next show's game. We've got an introduction to next show's game. Do I bother you?
Don't waste yourself.
What's your style?
My style? Well, you could call it the art of fighting without fighting.
Show me some of it.
Alright? Don't you think we need a little more room?
Where else?
That island. On that beach. We can take his boat.
Okay. I'm good at this, aren't I? Hey, what the hell are you doing, lad? Are you... Are you crazy?
Go on.
Pull me in.
Don't try and pull yourself or up the line as I let go of the rope. Yes, listeners, it is the great martial arts tournament of the 1980s. It is Yie Ar Kung Fu, and that is not your ear. It is Yie Ar Kung Fu.
You better explain what.
1985
Better
by
explain
Konami.
what that clip was. Did we explain what it was?
It's the scene from Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon. Everyone knows that. It's what got kids inspired to do martial arts.
Bruce Lee stood on a boat, hadn't he? And the guy's saying, I want to fight you, and he doesn't move. And he says, right, we'll go to this island then and fight. And then so Bruce Lee says, get in the boat. So he got in the boat, and then he just let him go out to sea, didn't he? And
He did, but he wasn't from up north, Shaun. You had the wrong accent.
I know.
It's supposed to be someone like douchebag from America. And he just said, I don't know, you sound like a pie man from Yorkshire. Doesn't work.
I'll let you, Lee. Bruce
You
Lee.
ruined that clip.
I'll let you, Bruce.
A classic 10 pence arcade podcast clip that people were going to play for many years to come, and you ruined it.
Holland's meat and potato, lad. No, yeah.
Oh my God. Terrible.
Oh dear. Right, go on then. Sorry, yeah. What
So,
game?
yeah, you can see the game.
Yeah, so
Game.
that is in context of what game we are playing, because there is Kung Fu in this game we're playing. What is it, sir?
A lot. It is Yie Ar Kung Fu. 1985 Konami game. We're going 1 lives, difficulty normal, bonus life 30,000, and every 80,000. It's an absolute classic.
Yeah, 1 life.
Would you agree?
1 life doesn't look good, but it's a health bar. So you really got multiple hits before you die, haven't you?
Yeah, and you get your health bar back in the next fighter, the next challenge. So all you've got to do is get through the round, and you get your health bar back again. But yeah, see if you can get to the end boss. That's the challenge. There's many different fighters in this game. I loved it back in the day, and I'm going to really enjoy playing this again because I've got an original PCB as well. So can't wait. I challenge you all to Hans tournament.
Yes, so we've done this, haven't we? Yeah, the ROM is YIEAR, Yie Ar, YIEAR, Yie Ar. That's it. Yeah. But like you said, difficult, just one life, difficulty normal. These are all default settings, by the way. Everything's default. And then how can we reach you on the social? Are you available to be reached?
Yeah, just my YouTube channel, my new one, which I put a link into. I will be uploading videos soon. So look out for that. I've got a game room tour coming up, and yeah, a little bit something different this time. New channel with some new ideas. So if you want to contact me, check out the link here.
All right, thanks. I've got one of them link trees now. You know what a link tree is? It's a single.
Does it blossom?
Kind of. It blossoms with links.
Wow. What, all year round?
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
It's a repository. I don't know if that's.
Do you have to feed it?
I don't know if that's quite a right word for all of your links. So you put your links in there, and then you just give that link. So I've got links on 10 pence biscuits. I've got links on the email. I've got links on the Facebook. I've got links on the YouTube. I've got links on the website. So if you put them all in one place and say just go here, just click it, and it opens up the link tree with all them in. So it saves me doing it over and over again. So if you update one, I have to update 7 different places. So this is called a link tree. So I'll put that in. But just in case you can't be asked with that, email biscuits@tenpencearcade.com, Facebook at facebook.com/10pencearcade, Twitter @Shaun Holly, web www.10pencearcade.com. All current featured game settings, high score, table info, and images are all there on the website. So the next featured game, if you're ever struggling for settings and the cut-off point, which I'm going to have to say now and edit it in.
The cut-off point is Saturday, the 14th of September, 5 p.m. UK time, please. Thank you.
All right, well, guys, thank you so much for listening, tuning in again, and listening to our rubbish.
Yes, do listen again. Listen, sorry about my blocked up nose. I had to keep pausing because I was coughing and spluttering and that.
Yeah, Sean's not been well today, so we're lucky to even get this out today. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this with you, Shaun. I think it's great fun.
Yeah, you too, mate.
Yeah, and for everyone that takes part, it's a great community. It's love. I love hearing all the feedback, all the comments. Keep bringing it in because we love all that. It's what we thrive on, isn't it, Shaun?
It is,
the comments and stuff,
definitely.
And the positivity from the community. There's not many of us about. And it's quite niche, really, this hobby, isn't it?
So, I suppose so, yeah.
The better. So, yeah. Thank you so much, guys. And, yeah, hope you enjoy the next game. I'm going to really enjoy this. And I will be doing, for each high score challenge that we do on the podcast, I will be doing a live stream on my channel. So look out for that as well. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'll get my channel up and running. And we can start sort of linking the two together.
Oh, that's good. That's a good idea.
Yeah. You got any more videos planned, Shaun?
I've got loads of old ones that are now too old to put on. Like I did a few in America, and that was last year, and I can't be bothered putting them on now. Like
just put them on.
Little mini arcades that me and Vic walks around in.
Put them on. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, could do.
Yeah.
But the next one is going to be Pinfest because I'm at Pinfest next week.
Yeah.
So I want to do a little video of that because it's so well represented and it's such a massive community event. It's not like one person bringing 100 machines. There's over 100 pins. It's like 15 different people bringing 4 or 5 pins each. It's such a good kind of community, and they all come together. It all works like clockwork, apparently.
A bit like what Revival used to be. It was a real community event, wasn't it? With cabs that you don't normally see at the big events. A lot more obscurities. So yeah, that sounds great, mate. I'll have to get along to one of these pinball meets.
Yeah.
Definitely. I always fancied a pinball, but never put enough time into any of them to say, right, I want that one. That's such a great game. Yeah. You got a favourite?
My favourite that I keep coming back to is an oldie, solid state one called 8 Ball Deluxe.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Is that going to make an appearance there?
It is
you reckon?
there actually. Yeah, it is there.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that'd be cool.
It's a very simple game with great sound and a great table layout, and it's like the shooter here. It's like a very bonuses and powering ups and stuff. Like the new pins are all like almost like story modes where you have to do something and unlock something and everything. But I love the new pins because they're great. Yeah, Pinfest is in Daventry, Northamptonshire. So I'm staying, because that's where I'm from originally, Northamptonshire. So I'm staying with friends over in an area of Northampton in their Airbnb. They've let me go in there.
Oh, nice.
It's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
And there's no arcade machines in there. It's just purely pinball.
I think, yeah. I don't think there is. I don't think there's a single arcade machine. Was there a couple of little bar tops, maybe? But that was it. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, which is good.
Well, that's all right.
Refreshing change.
Yeah. Okay, well maybe we can talk about some pinballs on the next one, because I know a lot of arcade collectors do own pinballs, and I'd like to get into a bit more pinball. So maybe it's an opportunity for me I should go to Pinfest, try a few out. Yeah. And we can talk about them on the next one, can't we? That'd be quite good. But yeah, other than that, it's all good. Guys, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you, kids. See you. Goodbye. Goodbye.